Perth still a way off getting their preferred and strongest 11. Kosuke Ota is among the substitutes tonight, the Japanese international for Richard Garcia. Then he's got Sebastian Langkamp, who joined training this week. Chris Economides is chiming in on the training pitch as well at the moment, so should see those three work their way back into the 11 over the next month or so. Exciting times for the Perth Glory, who won that Premier's Plate a couple of seasons ago now. And Warren Moon doing a great job so far, but this is a test tonight. First meeting between these clubs in over a year. And the crowd getting right into it as football returns to Perth for the first time in more than a month. And they've got back-to-back games here. And also host the Mariners on Tuesday night. So they'll get their fix over the coming days. As Danzaki puts Ingham under early pressure here, and the foul is given up. So the Raw on the front foot already, Robbie.
Yeah, and it's a big game for them. They haven't won in the last three results, lost to MacArthur and 2-0 all draws. So they're looking to bounce back in what is a difficult place, Perth. In spite of not playing, but the games they have played, Perth have been in pretty good touch.
Looking into the setting sun, Jay O'Shea, the Irishman, to deliver. Tando Valapi waits, and off the back of Tom Aldred.
Yeah, when you think of Brisbane, and as we see this ball, it's a decent ball in and it comes off Aldridge's last. But you know, they such a free attacking game against Melbourne Victory when they scored 5, and haven't been able to score since in the last 3.
Yeah, 311 minutes since they last scored. That Danzaki goal, the 5th against the Victory. Here's D'Agostino. Stopped in his tracks by Aldred. Turn back over to Wilson. Jay O'Shea looking early for the speed of Wenzel Halls against Aspro. Through to Valapi, who made his A-League debut as a Brisbane player. He's a 19-year-old way back in 2007. There's Armiento. Truant trying to get a block in, and in the end, Armiento overhit it.
Yeah, it's interesting that front line, D'Agostino, Armiento, Fornaroli, Castro, if you put the 4 of them into it, you expect a lot of rotation from those 4 players. And of course, the big miss for Brisbane Roar is Scott McDonald. He'll be missing for a few games. His leadership and obviously his ability in this Brisbane side.
We'll be watching back in Brisbane, mending that hamstring as we speak. A little casual by Wilson, and happy to get a little touch off Wenzel Halls. Wilson just saying to Aspro, don't give it to me.
Go beyond me.
Castro able to find Wilson. Armiento. Fornaroli a chance to run at Aldred. He's around him. And chiming in was Ramat Akbari.
Yeah, you just see that, you know, that will be for Brisbane to work out at the back and in the middle, because all of those players drift in between the lines. Armiento, Castro, D'Agostino, and you saw there, you know, the danger of letting those types of players turn and run at you.
Rawlins taking on Wenzel Halls. Great positivity from the teenager, and he'll get a corner out of it.
Yeah, and because he's positive, he gets the corner. First one of the evening. He just shrugs off Wenzel Halls, then the acceleration. Gillespie comes and does enough, but can't prevent the corner.
Doesn't turn 17 until April What a future ahead of young Josh Rawlins. The man playing his 100th game to deliver Kilkenny into a handy spot. Difficult for defenders looking at the sun, and there's a clash of heads. Ali Reza Fagani blowing up play immediately after spotting the clash. Aspro and Mabratu are down.
It just popped up right between the two of them, and both with eyes on the ball, and that's nasty.
Aspro won the header and then got clattered into by Mabratu. It's just the coming together of players, though, isn't it, Robbie? There'll be optimistic Perth fans saying, why is that not a foul and a penalty?
No.
A patch-up job going on right now. Mabratu's been opened up.
You see Mabratu's got only eyes for the ball. It's definitely no foul there. Purely accidental.
Might have just opened up the cheek region of Jonathan Aspro. And Goal Mabratu, I think he's copped his wound on top of his head. He's actually got history against Perth. He made his debut as a teenager with Gold Coast United. Goal Mabratu, and then he scored his first goal against the Glory as a Melbourne City player. The Shed finding their voice during this extended delay early on. If they win their games in hand, they could leapfrog the Mariners. Off to a pretty good start. 3 wins out of 5. Lost the other 2. One of those losses was against the Victory when they led for so long before Jake Brimmer turned it around with a late double. So start to the season could have been even better. As I mentioned, they've got some great talent to come into this 11 as well, Robbie. Where do you see them winding up?
Oh, he's going to have, you know, difficult choices going forward, but that's what you want as a coach. And certainly the quality they have in this side, I mean, anything is there for them this season. And of course, with Perth, it's always away form is always crucial.
Those last 2 victories came away. Big win against Melbourne City at Amy Park, and then they backed it up before returning home in Adelaide, who they've beaten twice already this season. Then they had to go through 14 days of home quarantine. They were able to come and train at this venue and then go home immediately. So they're used to HBF Park. As Danzaki delivers. Sloppy giveaway by O'Shea a couple of times already. Aspro's patched up, back in position. Goal Mabratu is still off the pitch and needs some stitches to sort out his wounds. So Brisbane playing with 10 at the moment. Well, they've done enough for now. Maybe any stitches to go in at half-time. One to chase for Wilson. Not many get past Macaulay Gillespie in that kind of situation. Rawlins just waiting for the movement. Castro with the mistake, forcing his teammates into retreat mode hastily. Six-hour flight for Brisbane to head across to the west. Scored the most first-half goals this season, 8 of them for the Raw. A lot of those coming against the Melbourne Victory, of course, who they've beaten twice. What's going on out there, Robbie? There's some very poor passing at the moment.
I don't know if it was that delay that's been a little bit scrappy since the restart.
Back-to-back nil-nils for the first time in club history for the Brisbane Raw. Most unlike Brisbane, as Brown looks to shape it around Rawlins, and Valapi can't prevent the corner. We're one away from 150 goals between these two clubs down the years. 45 previous meetings, so the average is better than 3.2 a game. Brisbane actually bossed the head-to-head, 22 wins to 12. They shade it in Perth as well, 9 wins to 7 as O'Shea delivers, and Latchman left all alone at that back post. Akbari worked an angle pretty cleverly. Perth have been doing a lot of work on the defensive side of their game. A lot of tactical meetings in those HBF sessions with Richard Garcia during the quarantine period. Trying to tighten up that defence that's copped their fair share this season. And Rawlins will help it outside of the area. They've conceded 12 in their first 5 games. Now Danzaki with the dancing feet, and Valapi covered his angle smartly.
Yeah, great feet from Danzaki, and made that half the yard to get his strike on. Didn't get the power he was looking for, but see, he moves the ball, quick feet, and then just pushes that. It's slightly behind him, and he can't generate the power he's looking for. Comfortable save for Valapi.
Miscontrol from D'Agostino. Been through their fair share of quarantine after that trip to Qatar for the Champions League. Understandably, a little bit of rust here for the Glory after 3 weeks off. Castro, the captain. For a bit more movement, the Spanish maestro. Lovely touch from Wenzel Halls. Brown's layoff was pretty clever as well. Danzaki looking likely here, looking sprightly, the 20-year-old Japanese import. Wenzel Halls again. And for Macaulay Gillespie to whip in. Dane Ingham scored in this fixture as a 17-year-old with the Brisbane Raw at this venue. Ball just bending out of play. The throw-in quickly taken by the Raw.
And the Raw have settled the better. They're getting their fullbacks involved. Very important with that back three for Then in the attacking sense, Jack Hingett and Corey Brown.
O'Shea switching it up quickly. Corey Brown's delivery has been very handy this season. This one will stay in for Hingett. Wing back to wing back. Decent touch from Danzaki, who was looking into the sun as that one dropped out of the sky. In towards Mabratu. Appeals for offside, eventually heeded. Against Mabratu, I fancy. They were also having a look at Wenzel Halls earlier in the move. That's why the flag goes up. Latchman cleverly holding Mabratu in that offside position. Fornaroli's pass just sent Castro a little wider than he wanted to. Space here for Kilkenny. Header down from Danzaki. Only put a foot wrong so far. Classy touch from Fornaroli. Rawlins holding fire with D'Agostino outnumbered in the middle. Rawlins almost the furthest forward here. Right back. And the pass wasn't on from Brandon Wilson.
Well, not sure why Rawlins drifts inside like that. They needed him, was hugging the touchline there to give that attack some width.
Plenty of space. And Trewin is overlapping here, providing the width outside of Hingett. Clever run, and he finds the feet of Mabratu. No, not back on side yet. That pass didn't need to be played that early. A little sloppy from Mabratu. Truan's doing some nice things for a teenager, isn't he, since coming into the team?
Yeah, he is, and Warren Moon's doing a terrific job with the young players up there and the experienced players around them. I've said that already a few times this season. Young players need that help from the older, more experienced players.
Only 2 defeats in their opening 8 games, 4 wins, a couple of draws. And the referee had to think about it and thought Brisbane would be better off with a set piece rather than the advantage.
He just tries to squeeze between those two, and it falls to Mabratu, and he's in a little bit of space, but the referee decides the free kick was the better option. And if O'Shea fancies this.
Valapi gets a third in that wall. Corey Brown there as the left-footed option. And he does deliver. Good header on the end of things as well. And the crossbar is struck. Tom Aldred is filthy that a teammate took it off him.
Well, just needed to head it downwards. Great delivery from Corey Brown. And Aldred, you see him there. You'd fancy he was going to score. It was just a little bit too high. Good leap from Mabratu, but he obviously doesn't know Aldred's just behind him. He's unlucky himself as it's the top of the crossbar. A very good delivery from Corey Brown.
He's had his fair share of assists already this season, Corey Brown, and little wonder with delivery like that. brilliant by Castro. What can Ingham do? Gillespie keeping it away from D'Agostino. Kept in by Wenzel Hawks. Game finding its flow now. O'Shea facing forward, trying to drop it over the top. Overhit for the intended target. Goal Mabratu. Defence to thwart this powerhouse that Perth possess and all their goals so far this season. To back clean sheets. Warren Moon himself actually played in the very first fixture between these two clubs and scored that day. Bobby Despotovsky did the damage for the Glory, and Warren Moon came up with a consolation goal. The most famous meeting between these clubs, the 2012 Grand Final. Up at Suncorp, won by the Raw. Very, very late goal and a controversial one. Classy play from Latchman. Kilkenny puts it down in front of Wilson. And again, it's tucked in. Rawlins used as a decoy. Fornaroli trying to dance around Tom Aldred, who used his body cleverly in the end.
Yeah, Rawlins was nearly in the front line there. That ball come forward and tried to dart out to the right, but it was too late, and Aldred, well, you're not going to get around him there.
Did appear to have a handful of Fornaroli's shirt at one stage during that tussle, which is always a bit of a risk inside the penalty area. Kilkenny searching long. And D'Agostino, as he won a penalty here against Jamie Young. Well, Perth are protesting. They want VAR to weigh in. And the VAR is Kate Jakovitz. I thought D'Agostino got there first, and they're coming together against the goalkeeper who's stranded.
Yeah, well, I thought that D'Agostino was a risk. Jamie Young, once he committed, he just kept coming. But you know, at first look, it looked like D'Agostino gets there first. Terrific ball over the top from Kilkenny, full 40 metres. You see D'Agostino has a look.
Who wins the ball here?
It's D'Agostino gets there first.
No touch by Young. It's all important who gets the touch here. Clearly the toe of D'Agostino. Now, is that just the coming together and Young can't disappear, or is that a foul?
Well, for me, it happens anywhere else on the pitch, it's a foul. D'Agostino, once he gets there first, it's a foul.
Well, Ali Reza Fagani didn't see it as a spot kick, and the VAR upholds his adjudication.
Well, I think they get away with one. The VAR, to be honest, has disappeared. They don't seem to want to make any kind of decision these days. For me, D'Agostino gets there clearly.
And sometimes throughout this season, pundits have weighed in and said, where can Jamie Young go in that instance? And is the contact pretty minor when D'Agostino does come together with Young?
Well, I think once, for me, it's clear. Once D'Agostino gets there first, for me, that's a penalty.
Akbari with a good surge. Wenzel Halls trying to put a trick on Rawlins, who held him up well enough in the end. Brisbane again attacking with just 10 men at the moment. No goal Mabrate, but look at all this space for Corey Brown. And his touch took him back into traffic.
Yeah, his touch let him down. What an opportunity that was. If he just cushions that onto his favourite left foot, he's one-on-one.
Now there's space for Perth to exploit against 10. Aldred again stepping up. No one wanted it in midfield for Brisbane. Left it for Castro. Turn Daningham around. It's almost as though the Perth defence said, oh, we're only playing against 10 here, and they left so much space for Corey Brown to push into there. Got a little excited with all that space.
Yeah, I think he's thinking of what's going to happen next before he actually controls that ball. I mean, he's got a lovely left foot. For me, he just cushions that, and it drops on his left foot, and his favourite to score.
Castro, and blocked off this time was D'Agostino, but he ran straight into the back of Corey Brown.
There's no problem with that one. Yeah, and we've had a few. Obviously, VAR have been called into many decisions lately. If you look at Tonyic's foul on Mount, Stefan Moore, and it's a penalty. How's that not one?
VAR didn't weigh in there either. Of course, they should have recommended a review.
Because VAR have disappeared. They're not willing to make decisions anymore. And you think with that action, it was surely worth a call to the referee to go and have a look.
Kilkenny. Truan was forced to head clear, kept it in for Hingett.
They did well there, Truan. Kept his body position right. And clever ball from Kilkenny.
Again, Brisbane just back off, and Kilkenny can get his head up.
And you see there's no space between the lines, so you've got to go wide, try and stretch Brisbane.
Armiento. Castro working hard. Armiento to whip it across the face, and no one was there after all that build-up. You're expecting someone to be there.
And there's a couple of Perth Glory players in there, and they're just static. It's a super ball across the box. Jamie Young can't come for it. Defenders hate that kind of ball as well.
Well, it's not a change, it's just the change of shirt. And Mabrate has been all patched up to make sure the blood doesn't flow anymore. And the 57 on his back after starting with the number 17. Heavy touch there. Danzaki, brilliant feet again, and Ingham might work himself into the book there.
Brilliant feet and skill from the young Japanese player. Takes it inside. He'd already gone inside one player, and Ingham says that's enough. A good counter on there. It's 3-on-3. I think it skips past Ingham.
Hingett looking first time for Mabratu in the middle, but it just angled kindly for Valapi. Jack Hingett past Thomas Broich tonight into outright second for appearances in the A-League with the Raw. Number 182. Truan holding up Armiento. And the ball broke for Hingett. Lovely ball from Gillespie. The range on it to find Wenzel Halls.
And well played from Wenzel Halls as well. He's getting better and better at holding the ball up, Wenzel Halls. He's gone a long way back there. Similarly, being around someone like Scott McDonald, who's so clever with the use of his body and holding the ball up, he's obviously learning.
He's doing extra training sessions with Scott McDonald.
You can see it's paying off with the young forward.
Kai Truan pass to Danzaki, who took off the other way. Ingham trying to keep the attack alive. Wilson just hasn't had his radar on, but should there be someone out on the flank?
Yeah, I think there should be. Rawlins was way back there and D'Agostino got dragged inside. So as that ball's going, you know, from the left, someone's got to pull it onto that right-hand side, give the attack some width.
Trying to roll Corey Brown. How advanced Rawlins was again. 16-year-old with a sense of adventure. Latchman. It'll be Latchman and Langkamp at some stage. You'd fancy that's the eventual central defensive combination that Garcia would like to go with. His two imports. Jonathan Aspro is doing a wonderful job, all patched up today. Kilkenny wants it back. D'Agostino. Rawlins again was tucking in and advanced, but wasn't on the same page. Play on, says the referee after a nice 1-2 with Brandon Wilson. And Castro all the way through for Fornaroli. Here's D'Agostino. And it would have been some goal and some highlight reel if the referee played his part.
Yeah, a little wall pass of Pagani. D'Agostino hits this one straight. Pass here from Castro. Gillespie gets his foot to it, and Corey Brown takes matters into his own hands and blocks that shot. Jamie Young would have saved it. Best move of the match for Perth.
Kilkenny near post delivery, and Brown just thumps it out of play. Word for the assistant from Kilkenny. They make their moves in the middle, and Brown guarding that near post again, puts it out for take 3. With Glory substitutes going through their warm-up routine. As Kilkenny delivers again, and Aspro on the end of it. Did Jamie Young get a touch? Fornaroli appeals for that. I don't think so. Goal kick.
Well, he goes 2 times near post, and this one just hangs it up to the back post. Aspro had something on it, but he's under too much pressure. Jamie Young just touching his crossbar to make sure it was going over.
Commanding header by Latchman. And that's adjudged a foul. Little nudge in the back on Mabratu in the same sequence. Great stretch and read by Wilson. Hooked back in by Trewin. Gillespie, they like him to be the passer out of defence. That's why pinpoint stuff for Brown. Wenzel Hall's on the turn and he takes on the strike. Wrong kind of spin.
Yeah, but worth a try. Great little turn. Just opened up for him as he accelerated away. Just a little bit of the outside of the boot there, and it skews away harmlessly.
Kilkenny, that's cool, but he wanted Aspro to push on into that space. It's never Kilkenny's fault, is it? It's always someone else. He's actually put together a good interview on the Perth Glory website this week, saying that he should have a whole lot more caps than 14 for the Socceroos. And he thinks he should still be in the mix to be part of the next Socceroos squad. I wonder what Graham Arnold's thinking on that front. Neil Kilkenny, now 35 years of age. And Miento just got away from him. Aldred flighting it. Wilson doing some good things in midfield. What a touch from D'Agostino. Juggling it over Corey Brown. Fornaroli on the move in the middle. Castro, always dangerous when he's in this kind of area. He's looking for Rawlins. Now the kid gets it. Oh, just overhit.
So many bodies. Brisbane just getting lots of bodies behind the ball. Skill from D'Agostino here. Pulls this down. This goes past Corey Brown.
Brisbane's goal drought goes on. Approaching 6 hours of football without a goal. Corey Brown's had one of the best chances. His first touch let him down. Miento has lost control again. Holds his hand up and apologises to teammates.
Yeah, it's been rather scrappy this opening half, and lots of that. There's just miscontrolling the ball. The touch not good enough. The play has been in that middle third.
Clever. Wenzel Hall's space opening up here. Jack Hingett into the area. And he should have cut it back along the deck. Wenzel Halls and Danzaki were both there.
Yeah, Wenzel Halls was attacking around that penalty spot, and that's where it should have gone. Terrific play from Wenzel Halls. Swivels, plays in Jack Hingett, and you watch his run into the box, and Hingett just goes for the strike himself. Didn't get his head up. But the ball, the little cut back to Wenzel Halls was certainly on. Just a poor decision.
A long time now, Jack Hingett. That was a great chance to end that goal-scoring drought for his club. Up onto the hand of Mabratu, and the whistle. No, the advantage accrued with refereeing. D'Agostino, brilliant again. Thought about it. Does the team thing via Castro. Diego Castro! It's been worth the 3-week wait for the Perth Glory fans. And the maestro delivers after brilliant lead-up play by Nick D'Agostino. It's a wonderful glory goal.
Fantastic strike. No, but Brisbane had two players there, and you can't let Diego Castro come back onto his right foot like that. But the work from D'Agostino was absolutely superb. You see him there, he's just in between the lines, he gets in space, and then he's running. He beats Akbari, a little nutmeg there, and then he thinks of taking on the strike. What a great decision he's made, and there, jacking it, he's got to show him the line. He's showed him, given him too much room to be able to come back on that right boot of his, and, well, even having said that, he's still got a lot to do. What a fantastic strike from the master. No chance for Jamie Young. It's a brilliant Perth goal.
He's closing in on 50 A-League goals for the Perth Glory. He'll be the second man to that mark behind Andy Keogh, who's among the substitutes tonight. I mentioned at the time, great refereeing by Ali Reza Fagani. He didn't stop play when he saw the handball occur. He waited to see whether advantage accrued, and boy, he did it for the Perth Glory. Once it wound up at the feet of D'Agostino and then Castro. And Wilson created the turnover in midfield, continuing his fantastic half.
And it's about taking your chances, isn't it? And, you know, it wasn't a chance, well, it was a half a chance when Jack Hingett took on the strike, but only a minute before, if you cut that one back to Wenzel Halls, you fancy that Brisbane might have taken the lead.
D'Agostino again, perfect pass for Rawlins. And that pass was on as well. Armiento was timing his run. Hall's right through the middle for Danzaki. Hingett won the 50-50 after some hesitation against Castro. Aldred. Danzaki. Castro won it clean. Now he's got it via Armiento. Fornaroli, little movement by him, but a better tackle by Akbari. Wenzel Halls full of running. Aspro backs off. Dylan Wenzel Halls trying to slide it through the legs. Now it's on for O'Shea. Hingett's there again and onside. Deflection, he's in there, Wenzel Halls, denied by the woodwork again. And Perth emerge unscathed somehow. It deflected so kindly for Wenzel Halls, you thought he'd surely tap it home. Here he goes again. And the deflection here for a corner.
The hearts in the mouths for Perth fans. Down at that shed end, O'Shea was looking to maybe get a strike on. This takes a big deflection. And you think there that he was about to score, and he should have. Somehow sort of sliced it, didn't he?
He didn't get enough solid contact on it. That replay from behind showed how much goal there was to score in. Valapi was never getting there. Just got bamboozled by the spin a little. Could have been a very swift equaliser. No shortage of highlights again in the first half of football on Friday night in the A-League. Brisbane finishing the half strongly. Danzaki just let it roll and missed the control he was after. Should be a decent chunk of stoppage time as well after that early head clash.
He's looked in good touch in this first half, particularly early on. Time just missed his control. It was a good idea. Got himself half turned. Moon will wonder how they haven't scored Brisbane.
Minutes it is. Castro latches onto a loose pass and lifts it not high enough to test Jamie Young. Tempo is cracking rate back end of this first half.
Yeah, last 10 minutes has been a big turnaround from the opening 35.
Shows what Brisbane have had possession-wise, and 5 shots as well in the last 10 minutes alone. Perth's only shot found the back of the net though. Mabratu. And easily cut out by Aspro in the middle. It's got to feel weird for goal Mabratu having strapping like that on your melon. Chance maybe to get on the end of things as Brown delivered first time. Amiento, a left footer. Somehow the ball staying in. We had Ingham for support. D'Agostino, well, he got it through the legs of Gillespie. Just about everything is coming off for him at the moment. Turned 23 yesterday. Nick D'Agostino playing with real swagger. Ref providing the step over. Amiento trying to roll Kai Truan. And Aldred there to cut it out ahead of Fornaroli again. Enzo Halls forced it all the way back to Gillespie and caught a little bit of his opponent on the follow-through. We enter the final minute of stoppage time in this first half. Lovely passing again from Brisbane. Wenzel Hall sizing up Aspro. To O'Shea. Here comes Brown again. Can they finish it all off? Jack Hingett's header! What an equaliser! A superb passing move by the Brisbane Roar. How many passes have they strung together there? Let's count them up. It's 1-1.
That's a fantastic goal. And on the play, on their chances, they deserve an equaliser, Brisbane. But brilliant football. Great passing, 1 and 2 touch. Moved it quickly in a tight space as well, tight area. Wenzel Hall, who I think has been excellent in his first half, involved. And it'll come back here to O'Shea. Corey Brown just clips this one up, just hangs it up. And a strong header. And you just look at that, you just wonder how close Valapi was to that. With thumping header going far, and I'm not sure they're... I mean, to be honest, I think the keeper should get that, but it was a brilliant move. Does he get a touch to it? Maybe not, but what Brisbane deserve. Fantastic football. And they get an equaliser at a great time, just before going in.
It's just the third goal in 207 A-League appearances for Jack Hingett. It came so late. I think Valapi did get a hand to it, but he was wrong-footed. You saw on that replay. Clever header by Hingett, back from where it had come. And a rare goal for him. Levels things up at the break. What an amazing finish to the half. Diego Castro with a wonderful goal, but cancelled out by Jack Hingett in the 49th minute. At the break, it's 1-1. We've got some highlights to bring you after this in the halftime show. Stick around. Hope you're enjoying the live coverage of the A-League on Fox Sports.
Ready for the game? Ultra HD Sport.
Sport in 4K ultra high definition. It's as good as being there. Only on Foxtel.
At Bet365, the action never stops. Our soccer early payout is now available on multis. Simply place a pre-match bet on the full-time result. If your team leads by 2 goals at any stage, we'll settle your bet as a winner, even if your team fails to win. We're the world's favourite betting company for many reasons. Our early payout is just one of them. Gamble responsibly.
We've made changes for the busier than busy.
Oh, it's the Telstra team. They've upgraded our plan. Oh, cool.
Dedicated account management support, now with messaging for every business.
Colorbond, made by Australia.
Introducing Macca's new fruit smoothies with no added sugar and protein options. And new salads with 100% Aussie RSPCA approved chicken breast. Or try the new chicken wraps in honey soy or aioli flavours. All prepared to order. There's more to love at Macca's.
At Telstra, our 7-day price match on a range of phones. Using Telstra Plus points and trading in selected phones can help make technology more affordable.
At Bet365, we're always innovating, creating. It's this constant pursuit of perfection that brought you Bet Builder, Match Live, alerts, and live streaming. It's the reason we're the world's favorite online betting company.
Gamble responsibly.
I'm not gonna stop till I find out.
We need to get our heads on straight.
I didn't escape, if that's what you're thinking.
The Walking Dead begins Monday, 7:30 on Fox Showcase or watch on demand.
New Zealand boxing's fight of the century. An historic heavyweight showdown from across the ditch. This Saturday only on Main Events.
Took a little while to get going, but there was plenty of action in the end in the first half. As Perth Glory play host to the Brisbane Roar tonight. At the break, it's 1-1 as well. 2 very late goals. Diego Castro and then a rare goal from Jack Hingett and Robbie Slater. The first goal of the evening was an absolute cracker from Diego Castro. Now the 5th oldest player ever to score in the Australian National League.
Well, it was some goal. Great run from D'Agostino. Thought about a strike himself there, but he shifts it back onto his right foot. There's still a lot to do. No chance for Jamie Young. Fantastic Perth Glory goal created by this man. Beats Akbari, a little nutmeg, and gives it to Castro. Maybe Hingett could have done more to overcompensate there and show him the line, but still take nothing away from Castro. Fantastic goal.
What about the other older scorers? Bobby Charlton, Romario, Alessandro Del Piero, Kazu, and then Castro, 5th on the list. They are some massive names. They thought they should have had a chance to open the scoring a lot earlier, though, Robbie, and you agree with them. You think it should have been a penalty when Jamie Young ran into D'Agostino here?
Yeah, 100%. Once he gets there first, that's clearly a penalty every day of the week. No problem with the referee missing that. That is what the VAR is there, and the VAR has failed to act on what was a clear penalty.
D'Agostino touches it away. Young's trying to get out of the way, but there is contact. D'Agostino goes down. He thinks he's won a spot kick. Ali Reza Fagani turns him down.
Once he commits there, he has to win the ball.
I'll let you debate that with Tony Sage, who would have been up in arms wondering why it wasn't a spot kick. But we talk about Brisbane and we talk about their DNA, and it's about passing, playing superb football. They waited 6 hours for a goal, and then it arrived after 22 passes. Just sit back and enjoy this goal from Brisbane. It was a beauty, wasn't it?
Brilliant team goal. Didn't panic. Gillespie punched this one out to Corey Brown. First time in. Lots of players involved. Akbari goes back. Nothing behind. And so it continues. They become patient. Akbari back. Jay O'Shea, sorry, and he'll be involved later on in this move. Good passing, crisp passing. Sometimes one touch, sometimes two. Probably the most was 3 touches. Patience, now it'll come in. And so O'Shea involved again. Wenzel Hall's attacking Aspro. Keeps his calm. This is a good pass. Corey Brown with a good run. Hangs it up. Hingett heads it back from where it comes from. What a team goal that is. Absolutely fantastic. Not sure about Tando Valapi, but take nothing away from a fantastic Brisbane Roar goal.
22 passes and then finished off by Jack Hingett for just his 3rd A-League goal after more than 200 appearances, and just the crisp passing and the position of the players allowing that to happen, and also the discipline not to force a pass earlier in the move.
Yeah, and towards the end of that move in tight areas as well, so it was a fantastic goal. And on Tando Valapi maybe being a bit harsh because his momentum was taking him the other way, and Hingett, once he sends it back from where the crosses come from, very hard to readjust.
And a lot of the goals for Perth this season have come in the second half, and there's more to look forward to, isn't after the break?
Well, that last 15 minutes was completely different from the opening half an hour, 35 minutes, and a lot of mistakes, and both sides found their rhythm. It opened up a little bit, so a lot to look forward to in the second half.
And don't forget, tomorrow we've got a double-header in the A-League and also a Fox football special. Alessandro Diamanti sits down and has a chat to Michael Zapponi and Archie Thompson.
Always I say, for grow, you need more competitive.
Yeah.
You need relegation. You need play for something. Because in Italy, I do example in Italy, or Europe, you grow up fast if you have to win. You have to must win. Because relegation is hit your normal life, hit your salary. This is hit your attitude. This is why. If you have relegation, if you have something like a playoff the first 4, you have some I don't know what. This help to grow fast.
Yeah.
Here in Australia, we do summer like nowhere else.
Summer is definitely boots off and thongs on.
It's keeping our drinks cold.
And the barbie hot, because you never know who might drop in.
Summer is the smell of sunscreen.
The sound of a wicket.
It's even pulling on the gloves for a little bit of DIY. We'll help you make the most of Australia's favourite season.
Because here in Australia,
And here at Bunnings.
that's how we summer.
Window fully pinataed, Keith. Some insurers don't fix it excess-free, which could affect next year's party budget.
That's not a pinata, Dad.
But luckily, Amy has an option that does, and that's what I call a pinata. Does your home insurer offer optional excess-free glass cover? Amy does.
At Telstra, our 7-day price match on a range of phones. Using Telstra Plus points and trading in selected phones can help make technology more affordable.
Athlete's foot playing on your mind? Fight the fungi with Caniston once daily. The no mess, no touch applicator helps to prevent cross-infection and makes it easy to kick athlete's foot. Try Caniston once daily athlete's foot cream.
Spending time out in the garden in summer is the best place to be. Kick back with the family, everybody's having a great time. You want your backyard tip-top in summer because that's where it all happens. You absolutely want to protect your garden from the heat. Choose some drought-tolerant plants, throw around some mulch. There's so much that you can do. So once you've laid the groundwork, it's just time to get out there and play. A pitch that stays green and no LBW. That's how we summer.
At Bet365, the action never stops. Our soccer early payout is now available on multis. Simply place a pre-match bet on the full-time result. If your team leads by 2 goals at any stage, we'll settle your bet as a winner, even if your team fails to win. We're the world's favourite betting company for many reasons. Our early payout is just one of them. Gamble responsibly.
The top prize for KFC Supercoach AFL is 50 grand. That's 50,000 reasons why you don't want to lose. Being made to catch the bus home like this is just one of them. Register today at supercoach.com.au.
Platers. Careful.
I'm in the middle! I'm turning
Easy like Sunday morning. All in one place. Easy.
In January of 2020, Nick D'Agostino was Australia's hero as the Olyroos qualified for the Olympics for the first time in 12 years, and he wants to be part of the squad that goes to Japan later this year. He's having a superb season with the Perth Glory, and he's showcased all of his skills in the first half here and provided a wonderful assist in the end for Perth's goal, which was scored by Diego Castro. And there's more to come in the second half from this guy who turned 23 yesterday, and he's the one who provided the gifts for Castro here. Still had plenty of work to do before scoring a superb opener. But what about the equaliser from the Brisbane Roar? A 22-pass move to cancel it out with pretty much the final act of the second half. Well played, young man. So Perth get the second half underway. Fornaroli and Castro with the honours. And 2 late goals in that first half, Robbie Slater, and the prospect of more in the second.
Yeah, it certainly sparked the game. No doubt about that. It was a bit sloppy the opening half an hour, but certainly burst into life, and 2 wonderful goals. One, well, you could just say 2 individuals. D'Agostino creating, Diego Castro finishing, but a real team goal for Brisbane Roar.
told to turn. Agostino in the pocket. Perth controlling the ball pretty much since the kickoff. Kilkenny could afford the miscontrol. Way back to Aspro and Latchman. Castro again looking to take the game on. Burst past Danzaki. Kilkenny looking for D'Agostino, who's spring-heeled, but Jamie Young favoured by that ball. Brisbane have it back. The first time since the kickoff. It was a good spell from the home team. Lovely switch to Brisbane's goal scorer. Danzaki. Hingett had no intent of trying to receive a pass there. He was making the run almost as though he was trying to be a decoy. Plenty on the line tonight. Perth looking to jump into the top 6. Brisbane looking to solidify the top 2 spot. They enjoy at the moment. Castro. Breathtaking stuff. Ingham cutting inside. It's opening up in the middle here. D'Agostino. An important couple of touches by the centre halves, and they're saying that the final touch from Aldred went out off D'Agostino.
Castro, great awareness there, and the run from Ingy drives inside. This ball here, I think Fornaroli wanted D'Agostino to dummy that, but I don't think he could have, because I think it would have been blocked. He tried to engineer some room.
What about Jack Hingett tonight, getting forward, teasing it in? Oh, important touch, well played by the 16-year-old Rawlins. If he misses that, Wenzel Halls will tap it home.
Yeah, because Latchman, you could see he was desperate. He forgot about... forget about Hingett there, and he drives back to the near post. And they got away with it, and Rawlins does very well at the quick counter.
Is it a big miss by Mabratu not to get on the end of things? It's a decent ball from Hingett around the corner for Mabratu to try and hit first time, but it didn't really look like it. Years young, Diego Castro. Forcing Kai Truan to hook it out of play.
Didn't see much of Fornaroli. It's been frustrating for him. 3 centre halves, and he's the one playing further up, and he hasn't seen much of the ball.
Away by Akbari. Ratu being able to dispense with the head strapping at half-time. That time you could hear the deflection out off Mabratu. Should he have done better here, Robbie?
Look there. Well, I think he doesn't. He maybe thinks Latchman is surprised that Latchman misses it, but you're right. He gets his body shape right there. He strokes it home. Terrific run, and superb pass from Hingett, perfectly weighted.
Hasn't scored too many A-League goals in his career, 63rd game tonight, just the 4 A-League goals for Mabratu, but he did have a purple patch overseas in the Czech Republic. Milada Boleslav that took him into Socceroos calculations at one stage. Castro is everywhere right now, trying to make things happen for the Glory. Finds his great mate in Bruno Fornaroli. Ingham looking likely in the second half. And putting Kai Truan under a bit of pressure. Ingham spent 3 seasons with Brisbane before making the switch to the West. Keeping that left back position at the moment, but it will soon be Kosuke Otters, the Japanese international, who we might just see tonight. Look at this from Castro. A little bit of showboating for the fans, and Ingham just too much on that one. But every time he gets it at the moment, Castro looks like delivering.
And he's going all over the park to get the ball as well. See how good he is in the tight area and had all the tricks. And sometimes it's better to just do what Jack Hingett did there, is just watch. Don't dive in.
Here he is again, finding space. And D'Agostino, well, he cut it back, did the right thing, but again, no one there for the Glory. And is that what you get with Fornaroli in the team?
Well, I don't know. I'm surprised that Fornaroli doesn't go for that. And the cutback's never on. It was never possible. Once Castro played that ball for D'Agostino, the only effective cross he was going to make was the one he did, and it was a superb pass. And there was one in the first half, wasn't it?
Yeah, but Fornaroli likes to get involved in all the intricate lead-up stuff on the edge of the box.
Yeah, well, you know what? Sometimes the tapping's nice.
Andy Keogh's thinking, get me out there. I'll be in that position. Here he is. Oh, Fornaroli!
Yeah, I see what you said. That's what he prefers. Chests it up, swivels on the volley, gets underneath it.
He's given us some amazing goals.
Set up nicely for him, didn't it? He's got it in his locker.
Might have made his top 5 if he'd put that one in the top corner. An amazing goal-scoring record he has, 65 in 104 games. Danzaki, so lively early on. O'Shea. Again, Rawlins well positioned. Macaulay Gillespie not afraid to take on those strikes.
I know, but they invariably end up where Bobby Zamora usually sits, in row Z. For those watching and not knowing, Bobby Zamora was a West Ham player, and the fans used to sing a certain song about Bobby Zamora's shots always ending up in row Z.
Is that right? I wasn't aware of that one. Good knowledge from the former Hammer, Robbie Slater. I'm sure Bobby appreciates it as well. What about that ball from Jamie Young? Ooh, no looker, hooking it around the corner to find Kai Truan. A bit of possession here, Brisbane, after Perth have bossed much of this second half. Danzaki again straight to Rawlins. Diego time. Miento turns out to his left foot and can deliver. Drops it in a decent spot. It'll be interesting to see the way the coaches go today with their substitution. O'Shea beat a couple, left Castro on the deck. Space as a result here for Wenzel Halls potentially against Rawlins, but 16-year-old's having a good night out defensively.
Yeah, nice and calm, composed, getting his positioning right. It's difficult because Wenzel Halls likes to peel out into that area. He was very effective in that first half, just doing that.
The lyrics have come through for that Zamora tune. If you're sitting in row Z and the ball hits you in the head, it's Zamora. Here's Wenzel Halls dragging it down and showed too much to Aspero. I wasn't going to sing it for you though, Robbie.
Well, I was going to, but I thought better of it.
Here's Wenzel Halls. He was a little circumspect on the edge of his area there, Wilson, defensively. Barry playing for the foul. Former teammate Agostino let Barry know about it. Great win there by Akbari. Brilliant play from midfield, just straight down Halapi's throat.
Dispossessed Castro just dwelt on a little bit and certainly got a lot of power behind that, and Valapi very relieved that it comes straight at him. It's a good tackle.
Yeah, stood up against Armiento. Retreated. Wilson was trying to use him. Ganzaki for Mabratu, who can stretch out and maybe test Latchman here. It's the conservative approach. Patience paid off for their goal in the dying seconds of the first half. Brisbane do have 5 outfield players among the substitutes tonight. They didn't have that in Sydney last weekend. Warren Moon was short on options. Coming together off the ball. Armiento and Truan that the fans spotted. Fornaroli was set up to roll his man, but Gillespie defended it well, and Fornaroli dragging back Akbari. Hold up play by Mabratu. Wenzel Halls to the feet of Mabratu. A little too quick looking for Dansaki.
Yeah, wasted. He punched that into him, Wenzel Halls. And it's not happening for Mabratu at the moment. It's like he's lacking a little bit of confidence.
Well, this could be a first. 4 changes, a quadruple substitution from Richard Garcia. I don't think we've ever seen this, have we, in the A-League? And amongst it is an A-League debut for the Japanese international, Kosuke Ota, who will come on and play in the left-back role, and already a popular figure around the club. Daniel Steins is on after scoring in back-to-back games. His goal eventually credited some 2.5 weeks later against Adelaide United. Robbie Slater was calling it at the time, saying it should have been Steins' goal, and now it is. So Osama Malik also returning amongst all these changes, but Look forward to seeing what this guy can do. On for Ingham. All that experience in the J-League, and also a brief spell in Holland in the top flight. Capped 7 times by Japan, and also part of that 2015 Asian Cup squad where he sat behind Nagatomo, hoping for game time in vain. Here's Stein straight into the action, and on the edge of the area, Fornaroli gets a rare shot away for him tonight.
Yeah, fell nicely to him. Just on the edge of the box, so you know, new problems for Brisbane. Different kind of players now.
Wenzel Halls, O'Shea. Hingett had to work hard. Decent delivery. Mabrato! He brought it down so cleverly and couldn't keep his volley down.
Oh, he's desperately unlucky. Far too much space in the box. I tell you, Ingham's done really well because the ball from O'Shea was slightly overhit. That was the chance to Fornaroli down the other end. Good first touch. Whoa. And you see it dipping viciously. I mean, it's past Valapi before he even can turn around.
So Perth sorting out their shape after the first quadruple change in A-League history, and wouldn't have happened too many times in world football. Of course, COVID has brought on the 5 substitution rule that some leagues are utilising. Richard Garcia maybe with a world first, certainly an A-League first. Akbari. Hingett again the target, and there's what you get with Otter, the experience. Able to time his challenge in his first significant action down under. Akbari, classy play again by Akbari. Now Danzaki, and Kilkenny took up a great spot. So far, it's working to Brisbane's advantage.
No, it's 4 changes, a lot to, like you say, get the flow. So many games when you get a lot of changes lose their shape, but it's just getting used to the new substitutes. And I bet that turn from Danzaki there, just completely flat-footed. Summer Malik.
Malik slotting into midfield. Still Aspro and Latchman in the middle at the back. Only one more change left. So Castro and Fornaroli asked to go pretty deep in this game, along with Kilkenny, all of those veterans for Perth. Mapratu turning Latchman inside out initially.
And I think for Mabratu, even though he doesn't score, that action where he volleys it just over the bar and dipped too late, that'll give him a bit of confidence. He's desperately unlucky. He was close to technically perfect.
There's Brown. Hingett getting there again, and Aspro forced to hook it away ahead of Mabratu. Enjoying one of his great attacking nights, isn't he? Jacking it with a goal and some decent delivery from wide areas, chasing down lost causes.
Well, he's been in terrific form this season.
Here he is again. What a reverse ball it was from Wenzel Halls, and Aspro again keeping Mabratu in his pocket. in the runs from Hingett to stay onside, and teammates good enough to find him. Barry's having a super second half. Kai Truan looking forward. And then misplacing the pass. And Kilkenny puts one right in behind Truan. Fornaroli tracked it down. Perth able to push forward in numbers now. Stynes could have turned. Kilkenny able to poke it out. Didn't appreciate the challenge from Wenzel Hall's been going on in back play. Here's Rawlins. Still alive. Josh Rawlins, the 16-year-old. Trying to dink it towards a teammate. Fans wanted him to try and blast it from the tight angle.
Oh, I don't think he had the opportunity to do it. He's done so well. Run along the byline like that. And there wasn't any obvious target for him to hit, even though he was so close.
Look around, Josh. Didn't need to in the end. Let it roll for Castro. We enter the final quarter of the 90. Kilkenny. Otter. Oh, brilliant goal from Perth. Bruno Fornaroli already appreciating the service of the Japanese international, Kosuke Otter. And Perth have their lead back.
Yeah, almost from nothing, really. And Kilkenny instrumental again. Always on the ball, and that time he got his head up and he saw Otter, who was advanced. But I tell you what, when this ball drops, there's no one else you'd want it to drop to be able to produce a half volley like that. Absolutely superb strike. He started on the right-hand side with Castro. Come back to Kilkenny. He takes one touch. He already had his head up because he'd already seen it. Just drops it off. What a superb strike that is from Bruno Fornaroli. Truan's there, but as he hits it on the half volley, it just goes over his leg. You see there, he stretches out. There's no chance for the keeper. That truly is the sweetest strike, as you'll see.
Goal number 66. Down under for Bruno Fornaroli. It had been a frustrating night for much of the night for him. But then you give him a chance like that. Perfect little layoff from Otter. And Brisbane have to try and come from behind again. Mabratu chasing one in behind Latchman, who's labouring a little. Poor pass by Mabratu, picked off by his opposite number. Kilkenny. Perth Glory now with 17 goals, which equals the record for 6 games played in the A-League. Another one would break it. Sydney FC own that record at the moment. Here's Stynes. Tricked his way through, Daniel Stynes. Fornaroli. Trying to lob it up to Stynes, same volley that one home. Now Rawlins. Not a bad idea. But Castro saying, what about me?
Well, I just thought initially that Fornaroli was going to flick it up for himself and try and overhead. Positive play from Stynes. Toe pokes it there, but tried to flick it up for Stynes. That's not a bad idea as Fornaroli comes in just a little bit too late.
He must be pretty satisfied with his quadruple change at the moment, Richard Garcia, after a shaky period. and found their groove, started stringing the passes together and scored a wonderful goal. It's Fornaroli again. He's now scored 18 goals in 34 games for Perth since making that switch from Melbourne City. They got a few after the Warren Joyce era at Melbourne City. Kilkenny, no love lost with Warren Joyce. If you watch that interview on the Perth Glory website, brings him up a couple of times without mentioning his name. And Fornaroli, of course, made the switch. Saw Truan react and Fornaroli managed to get that shot past him, and he feels like he probably got his angles wrong. Wasn't able to charge down that shot, the young man here. Not too many avenues forward as Brisbane get ready to go to their bench. Attacking talent ready to come on. Joey Champness, and also significant minutes here for Keegan Jelicic, who we've seen just once before in stoppage time. He made his debut in front of the home fans, but now he's got 20 minutes or so to strut his stuff. The 18-year-old Kiwi, who Warren Moon knows from Lions FC in the Queensland NPL, knows what he can do. Winger come striker. Gillespie tried to get Champness involved. Eventually out of play off Steins. Fans really enjoying Friday night football. And Richard Garcia has pulled the right reins. Look at that, Perth. 6 games played. They'll be within 6 points of the Mariners with 3 games in hand if it stays like this. The only team that can overtake the Mariners if they win all of their games in hand, and they play the Central Coast next. That's on Tuesday night here at this venue. After a jam-packed weekend of A-League action, that's a game to look forward to on your Tuesday night. That's what's to come for Perth. The games will be coming thick and fast as they play catch-up. Another away trip around the corner. They'll be in Wollongong next weekend. Quick reverse fixture against the Mariners as well. Eventually back home to take on Sydney FC and Newcastle. Rawlins still going strong. The teenager, what about that from Castro? Here comes Otta! Tap in surely for Castro! They have 3! The most goals ever through the first 6 games of the season. Perth Glory set the record. And Diego Castro is having quite the night out. First the flick and then the finish.
Well, we've seen, all the goals have been good. And this is another one. And Castro running away in celebration, pointing his left foot. He doesn't get many with his left. This is brilliant play. Rawlins, little flick. He doesn't just admire it. Look at his run around to the back of the post. Otto with the strike. Good first touch. A better second one. Brilliant from Castro. Fornaroli the right. Weight on that pass. Sits up nicely, half volley with the left foot. And they've torn Brisbane to shreds in that attack.
There's a good feel, isn't there, about this Perth Glory team this season. The recruitment that they've done, the ability to keep this man around at 38 years of age. Quick check on any potential offside, but the goal stands. Perth have 3 again. 18 goals in 6 games, and there's still 15 minutes plus left in this one. Two home games this season, 5 against Adelaide, 3 against Brisbane. On the road, they scored 4 in a loss against Western United. Just the 1 against the Victory, and 3 against Melbourne City, 2 against Adelaide United. Free scoring in 2021, the Perth Glory. Only ever been 1 hat-trick before in this fixture. It was scored by Andy Keogh. You wouldn't put it past Castro joining in the mood he's in. Can Brisbane find another one and set up a grandstand finish here? Warren Moon is saying let's go 4 at the back, is he? Kai Truan is off. Jesse Daly into midfield. That's exactly what he's doing.
Man, that's a good move. They would have been disappointed because they just made a couple of subs, and I was hoping for them to respond with the next goal, but it was Perth. Brilliant combination.
Wenzel Halls kept out by Valapi, who took no chances with that arrowing towards the bottom corner.
He comes from a fair distance and can't really generate the power. It's sort of backpedaling as he headed that.
Brown's delivery, looking for a flick on that near post. Perth defended it well enough. O'Shea hanging it up. Here's Joey Champness. Gets a second crack at it, and it favoured Latchman. Akbari. They tempted him to shoot. Yet to score an A-League goal, but he's had a couple of goes now tonight.
Yeah, this one off target. The last one he hit went straight at Valapi, and this one he screws it wide.
He's a cool customer, isn't he, Richard Garcia, the Perth Glory coach. Young coach, pulling a lot of right reins, and one coach who inspired him to take on his coaching journey was the late Pim Verbeek. Here's Mullock. Nigel Pearson, another. Steins, another deflected strike. He's scored a few deflected goals this season. Garcia produced a quadruple change here tonight if you've tuned in late, and not long afterwards they scored 2 goals. Still got Chris Economides to come back into this lineup after his long spell on the sidelines due to injury. About to tick past 80 minutes gone in this one. Daly asked to bring energy to midfield. Corey Brown, look how advanced he is as part of a back 4 now. Back in by Brown and away by Otter. No nonsense stuff. Aldred with adventure, couldn't link up with a teammate. He's out of position. There's space here for the Glory, and Daly did well to slot in.
No, and that'll be the danger now for Brisbane, because they're pushing forward and Wenzel Hall's in here.
Aspro, fantastic.
just used his body well there, but you know, as Brisbane pour forward looking for a goal to try and set it up for a finish, Perth do have the weapons to hit you on the counter.
Seem to remember Brisbane coming back and producing a 3-3 at this venue out of nowhere. Jade North might have popped up with the goal. That's what their fans are dreaming of tonight. As Brown delivers deep. Look at Castro. Inside his own area. Killing the ball and then finding a teammate in Osama Malik. Keo's header not the best. Straight to Daly. Numbers behind the ball. Perth protecting that 2-goal buffer. Lovely ball through, but Daly was just offside. It shows his sense of adventure, pushing on to be the furthest forward for the Raw.
Referee's assistant was very sure of that because he played straight away.
Stand by for this reception. Fifth and final change made by Richard Garcia, and it's standing ovation time.
Superb performance.
That was his second goal. His first was even better on his right peg, but he enjoyed the one on the left a little bit more, perhaps. Very popular figure. That's why he's been made captain of the club. Remember, he didn't join us for the back end of last season. Word has it he hopped in a caravan, took the family around WA.
Probably a smart move.
Kept himself fresh for this season. No way past Otter. Putting him in cotton wool ahead of the match against the Mariners. Interesting to see whether he starts that game against the Central Coast. Wenzel Halls, he's onside. Champness might not have been. Now he waits here. Joey Champness tracked the header down. Kilkenny good enough to keep it away from Akbari. Brisbane haven't given up yet. Pass intended for Akbari, easily chopped out by Latchman. Here they go. Lovely pass from Keogh. Steins with the surge. Played it a little late for Fornaroli, who I think is fearing the offside flag and also protecting a hamstring. And he caught Aldred with a wild one. That should have amounted to a bit more than that in the counter-attack.
No, he was doing the right idea, driving at that last defender, but maybe just needed to release it a little bit earlier. And when he did release it, it sent Fornaroli wide as well instead of on goal. You can't go off. Well, we can.
O'Shea with the diagonal, didn't get enough on it, so Sullivan defending on that right-hand side after replacing Castro. Still Rawlins playing the 90 minutes behind him at 16 years of age. What a future that young man has, Robbie.
And he's been very, very good in this second half defensively. Haven't seen as much of him going forward, but, well, there's been other players, hasn't it? There's been no need. Yeah, but just valuable for his development, getting so many minutes at this age. Of course, back in the NSL days, that was the norm.
Daly, again, classy touch for Jack Hingett. A brace, surely not. And he gave it a go.
Right idea. Probably just didn't shift it enough there to be able to get the back lift and the bend that he was looking for. There, just beneath his feet, and he had to sort of dig it out.
His first goal came against Adelaide in the 3-2 win. Jack Hingett back in April of 2015. His most recent goal against Sydney FC in 2017. Scorer tonight, the late equaliser in the first half. They'd give anything for a late equaliser in the second half, but time is ticking away. Malik does things at his own speed and has helped control midfield since coming on. Otter. They love the back heels, Perth Glory fans. And Malik got the belated whistle. This week said that his body gave up on him at the back end of that season. He wasn't 100%, far from it in the grand final, and he thinks if he was 100%, things might have been different in that game, but of course they weren't. Sydney FC won in the penalty shootout, but he is pulling the strings again in midfield, Neil Kilkenny. Could you see a Socceroos recall for him?
Well, every player's got to right. That's what you want them to think, that they're still playing, and if they play well enough, they get selected. So if you're playing well, you put yourself on the radar.
He's worked his way into the Fox Sports team this season as Jelicic right through the middle. Akbari perhaps a little late to react. It's a decent ball fed into him. Akbari has pushed forward here, where he started his A-League career. Came off the bench and formed a tandem with Massimo Macaroni from memory. So, taking a tumble here for Neroli, and that's not a great reaction. Let's hope it's just the initial pain and no significant damage, but the shin pad's about 10 metres behind him at the moment. Knocked out there.
He holds his knee as he goes down. Well, he's back up.
Soldier on. It's got to happen soon for Brisbane. Champness taking on Rawlins, who came again to give up the corner. Had to put in the big ones at this stage of the game against the much fresher man. And Joey Champness, Brisbane throwing just about everyone into the box now. Shea's delivery. Daly trying to flick it on. And Valapi towers over Wenzel Hawks. Three minutes for Perth to see out this one. Going to make it 4 wins out of 6 games so far in this campaign. Champness. Wenzel Halls. A couple of nearly moments tonight.
Yeah, it's been like that for Brisbane, and Perth have been a better side. It's a long way off that one. And, when you players of the quality of Fornaroli and Castro in a lineup, quite often the match winners, and that's what they're there for. That's why you pay the big money for them.
This performance and what they've done so far this season and the talent that they have, Economides to come back in, Langkamp to solidify defence, Otter, Japanese international left back, almost making them favourites to win the Premier's Play, don't you, Perth?
Are you almost doing that, or you are doing that? It sounds like you are.
I am, but my opinion doesn't count. Where do you have them?
Well, your opinion counts, of course it does. Well, they're going to give it a shake with, if they get the right mix, and they've certainly got the quality. You just mentioned, the trouble for Perth is going to be that they're going to have to play, because of COVID, they're going to have to play a lot of games in quick succession. That's how they manage that.
As Chambliss lets fly, and again Valapi had his angle sorted, but this is only their second home game of the campaign. They've already played 4 away games, so they're going to play their fair share here as well. It's going to be a massive clash against the Mariners. One to look forward to. The midweek games have been most enjoyable in the A-League. Just about every night you can flick on Fox Sports and find live football. Until the end of June and final time, and at the moment you'd fancy Perth to be part of the business end of the season again. Clever play by Sullivan, and that'll just about do us. And after a 3-week absence, what a return from the Perth Glory, making a statement tonight, Diego Castro and his men. It was level for a while. Then Richard Garcia said, I've had enough, made a quadruple change, and not long after, Perth went bang-bang with Bruno Fornaroli, eventually sealing the contest with goal number 66 in his A-League career. Some wonderful action tonight. Richard Garcia's side are purring along nicely. Plenty of games to come, and they're going to be fantastic to watch. They set a new A-League benchmark tonight, with 18 goals scored in their first 6 games. They win it 3-1. Pretty handy record that, and it'll make them the entertainers this season the way they're going.
The way they're going, and dominant second half from them. And they got that goal, wonderful Brisbane goal, Jack Hingett on the cusp of half-time, but it didn't change the mindset. And when they came out, the start of the second half, Brisbane actually had most of the ball for the first 5 or 6 minutes, and then Perth took over. I thought Kilkenny really commanded that middle of the park, and we talked about the quality they have in the front line. And when it's in that kind of mood, it's very difficult to go past.
Great scenes in the shed. They're packed in there again. Started the night in 8th. Now jumping into the top 6. Daniel Steins played his part, coming off the bench to give them renewed energy in the attacking third. 2 home games this season. 5-3 win against Adelaide United and a 3-1 victory against the Raw.
Yeah, sets it up, doesn't it, next Tuesday. That's one to watch. Perth against the Central Coast. Mariners absolutely flying at the moment, in spite of that loss. Rather unluckily to Adelaide, you'd have to say.
Well, let's hear from one of the stars of the show, Diego Castro, joins us now. What a performance after 3 weeks off, Diego. How good was that for your team?
Hello guys, how are you? Yeah, I think it was a tough game because we can't just get out from the quarantine. We make adjustments this couple of weeks, but being honest, it's really nice to see this atmosphere, to play, in my case, from a long time ago, that I can having fun here in front of our crowd, and I think today we deserve the win.
Yeah, well, Diego, superb performance from you. Just tell us a little bit about your celebration on the second goal, because you were pointing to your left leg. Do you get a bit of stick from the other players? They say you never score with the left.
Yeah, I think that question you have to ask to Bruno after, because he's making fun about I am getting old every day. So I just want to show him that I try to get the rush off me. Just having fun with the players, and it's nothing special. It's just to enjoy the moment.
And a couple of goals for you tonight. So important the way that your team responded after that quadruple change. Your coach made 4 changes. Have you ever seen that before?
Yeah, I think it's going to be across the board in all the league, that it's going to be a lot of changes, a lot of rotations in the lineup, because it's difficult and tough schedule. So I think the coach was right today. The second half gave us another gear, and I think we're really happy with all the performance, and I think Richie in this case he was spot on with the change a little bit.
And will you be right to start consecutive games? You've got another one coming up on Tuesday night. You've got an early mark tonight. Will your body be ready to go again?
Yeah, I think so. I need to take the rhythm, the same that I say. I just having fun, enjoy here with in front of our crowd. I think is really thank you, grateful to see in this situation the stadium almost full. So we just enjoy the moment, the same day I say.
Now, you're the captain of this club. What are the goals this season? What can your team do? You look like you can win it all.
I think we have to keep humbling. I think we still a lot of things to improve. I think we're coming. We have to give credit all the young players that they step up this season. They are playing really well and make us, the experienced players, important role to play, and just enjoying seeing growing.
Thanks for your time and thanks for the show you put on.
Thanks, guys.
Great to watch Diego Castro in action tonight. D'Agostino was fantastic as well. And he's talked about the young players just then, Diego Castro. Rawlins, 16, playing right back. D'Agostino, 23 yesterday. They've got some talent coming through.
Yeah, they have, and young Steins who came on as well. So there's displays all over the league at the moment. It's one of the great stories of this competition because of COVID, that so many young players are getting a go, and long may it continue.
And there's an old guy getting a go. Bruno Fornaroli reckons that Diego Castro at 38 is a bit too old now. You're giving him some stick, were you?
Yeah, I think he's old. I'm still young. I'm okay. I feel okay. You see he with eyes in both legs. I'm fine. I'm fine.
And Bruno, he scored one with his left foot.
Yeah, I think it was a nice goal, but in I think the right moment, because we need confidence to start to win the game again, and it's tough. It's tough when you play after maybe 2 weeks. We do quarantine again. It's difficult to be at home, only go out training one hour a day. It's tough for us, but I think the team show a big character tonight, and this is why we have the 3 points tonight.
Yeah, it was a difficult game for you, Bruno, because you're up against 3 centre halves, and a lot of the play was getting in behind you, but you took your goal fantastically in the last 25 minutes. Your combinations, with Castro and the like, were certainly important. That's going to be important for you guys this season.
Yeah, sometimes my role is fix the defenders and leave Diego alone, try to create a space for the other players. And this is what I try to do in the last minute. And when when we score again, the game goes a little bit more open and I can play more. So sometimes you have to do it in that way.
You were teed up for your goal by Otter's touch. How good is this squad that Richard Garcia has put together? How far can it go this season?
I don't know. We go step by step. Was great to play against at home in front of our fans. So it's not a question we ask every day. Just we only try to push, do our best, and there is the only way the results is coming.
Congratulations. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much. Let me wish a beautiful happy birthday to my daughter. Hard day for me. I have not spent much time to her today, but I wish we can celebrate tonight when if she is already sleeps.
Well done, mate.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the night.
Thank you.
So Perth enter the top 6. We'll hear from their coach, Richard Garcia, who made that bold substitution that helped turn the game after the break. But don't forget, UFC 259 is just around the corner.
You're gonna feel the legendary Polish power.
Guess what? I'm the best in the world. You'll see.